Hey guys, welcome into Simply Sweet with me. I'm Allison Gargaro, and this show is going to be all about food, my absolute favorite. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite family recipes, and then we are going to be going out into the community, learning from some great chefs where they share their secret recipes with us. But a little bit about me. So I am originally from a suburb of Detroit, Michigan, and then about 10 years ago, my family moved out to Arizona, and that's where my parents are now, and I am here in Bakersfield, California. But I have been cooking with my mom and my grandmother since I was probably about this tall. I can remember not being able to even see over the counter, or my mom let me mix together butter and sugar to make our favorite recipe, banana bread, which I still make and share with my friends today. But this episode is all about you moms. For Mother's Day, we are going to head to La Costa, where we go behind the scenes to learn a classic Mexican brunch item that is already making my mouth water just thinking about it. Next, I'm going to share with you some recipes that your children or your husband can make for you breakfast in bed style. Next, we learn from a local mom here who started a business out of her home, and she has a very inspiring story that you are not going to want to miss. Finally, to the Padre Hotel, we actually go to the rooftop bar to mix up some cocktails that you moms are going to absolutely love. But first, we are going to head on over to La Costa, where we are going to be making chilaquiles. I can't wait to show you guys. I'm at La Costa Mariscos here in Bakersfield, and they have not one but two locations. We are at the one off Stockdale Road at Riverwalk, and they've been serving up fresh Mexican food for 27 years. Let's go check it out. In the kitchen with Chris, who is the kitchen manager. Can you tell me a little bit about the first step into making chilaquiles?
Well, we want to explain the first process of making the chilaquiles. We want to make a red chilaquiles. So the first ingredients that we use to make chilaquiles, we use red tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, and then we use some dry chilies. This is guajillo pepper. It is nice and dry.
What one's spicier?
This is kind of mild, but the one that gives the kick is the chili de árbol. This is the one that gives the kick of the flavor of the hot sauce.
Yeah.
So once we got this together, we boil it to soft the chilies. And once we boil them, we get the final product. This is the sauce. This is the chilaquile rojo sauce.
Yum.
Right.
So once it's boiled, strain the water out and then pop that in the blender?
Correct. Yes.
Yum.
All right. So now we're gonna show you how to make chilaquiles. Already pre-portioned my chips. I'm gonna heat some sauce right here.
Nice big serving of that. Oh, it's gonna be good.
Nice sauce over here. I'll put them on the flame for at least 2 minutes. Meanwhile, my sauce is cooking. I'm gonna lay out my chips over here. They're already pre-made in the morning. All the chips are fresh and crispy.
Homemade every day. It doesn't get much better than that.
Homemade daily. So I got my chips right there on my plate. I'm gonna heat up my sauce over here.
Oh yeah, you can already see it bubbling around there.
You see seasoning it? I'm gonna lay it on top of my chips, and then I'm gonna garnish with, I got my dry cheese, cotija cheese with some oregano. It's gonna give some flavor. Got my red onions, a little bit with lemon juice to give more crispness. And I use my queso fresco. Queso fresco is the one we use to give more richness in flavor.
Nice and creamy.
But then it's gonna combine with the creamy flavor of the queso fresco.
That's gonna be good.
So I have my sauce ready. As you see, boiling right here. I'm gonna lay it out on top of my chips.
Oh my. Oh, looks so good.
Okay, perfect. Now I'm gonna put some dry cotija cheese with my oregano fresco right here. Perfect.
You can see it already kind of melting into that hot sauce right on top.
Then I want to put my red onions on top to give some color and some flavor of the onions right here. Beautiful. Okay. And then I'm gonna put my queso fresco right here on top.
Oh, so then you can just crumble that on top. How much you like, or all of it?
Because all of it. And then you can have some eggs if you want over the chilaquiles, or you can have steak or chicken.
Yum. So it makes it kind of a brunch option, maybe if you're coming
Correct.
in after a weekend out or something.
Correct.
Let's take these to Maria so we can try it. So now that we have the piping hot chilaquiles out here, let's give it a taste.
Good.
Ah.
Will yes, I think. Can you feel the crunchiness?
A nice crispiness from the chips, and then you get a little bit of heat from the sauce, feel it in the back of your throat, but that cheese on there really helps to cool it down, already melting into the sauce. Absolutely delicious, but something that I did notice that the sauce is laid over the top. Why is that?
What we do, one of the things that we do, but that I like to see when I go and order the chilaquiles, the chips go on the bottom and usually goes with beans on top of it.
Yeah.
We do something different with the beans. We put them on the side.
Okay.
There are some people out there that don't like the beans. And so we're anticipating that, and we give the people a choice to either touch them or not touch them, or whatever, or eat them or not eat them.
Yeah.
And then the sauce that goes on top of it. When the plate is ready to go out, or the dish, and that's when they pour the sauce. So the chips don't get soggy.
Smart.
Because if they and some people makes them a little different. They get the sauce on the pan and then they put the chips and they kind of toss them.
So it's almost all over it.
Right. And it's all over, but at the same time, that tends to get soggy. And one of the good things of chilaquiles is to taste and feel and that crunchiness with the spicy sauce and everything. It's fun. It's a fun dish.
It totally is. And you can definitely still get the crunch, but the sauce is in every nook and cranny of the chip already.
Right.
So you're getting
Right.
that nice, spicy and creamy bite with every
Right.
single chip that you
Right.
have.
Right.
It's absolutely so delicious. So thank you so much for sharing these recipes for us. Make sure to come out here for these absolutely delicious chilaquiles.
Anytime.
Allison Gargaro, weeknights on 23 ABC News, connecting you.
This Mother's Day, it's brunch and bubbles at the Padre Hotel. From custom omelets and over 20 different entrees, try the dessert station and enjoy an endless mimosa. Bakersfield's best brunch, only at the Padre.
Welcome back to Simply Sweet. Now, who doesn't love a little bit of sweetness in their brunch option? I have a huge sweet tooth, so this recipe is right up my alley. But I'm gonna share with you a Nutella French toast dish where the best part is actually the bread. Check this out. Happy Mother's Day to all the awesome moms out there. Welcome back to Simply Sweet. I'm Allison Gargaro, and we have an episode all about you today. So this is something that maybe you can get your kids to make breakfast in bed. Nutella stuffed French toast. It is so creamy and delicious with some syrup on top and a little bit of cinnamon for some spice. You are absolutely going to love this, but make sure you aren't the one making it. Try to get someone else to, but I'll show you how we made it. First, we're gonna start with the egg mixture. So I'm gonna crack 2 eggs into a shallow dish. This is a pie pan, but you can use whatever you have. So pop these in here. Then I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of milk. And then I like to add cinnamon to give it a little bit of extra flavor. And then for the sweetness, a little bit of vanilla extract. Now this is going to make it extra sweet. So if you want to balance that, you can add in a little bit of salt or just not put it in. Then we are going to just whisk this together. And this is what we are going to dunk our bread in. Now that this is all whisked together, we are going to spread Nutella on our bread. So my bread choice is Hawaiian bread, so it gives it a little bit of that extra sweetness, but you could maybe use challah or something that's extra thick because that makes the French toast oh so delicious. But I just have a little bit of the Nutella, so we're just going to take 1 piece of toast and spread maybe a tablespoon or 2, depends on how much your mom likes the Nutella. I'm just going to make sure it's in the middle. You don't want to put it too far on the edges so it comes outside of the bread, but we're almost going to make a Nutella sandwich. Put one piece of toast on top, and then now we are going to heat our pan with a little bit of butter. Now that the butter's melted a little bit, it's on to the fun part. So we're gonna take the whisk out of here, and we are going to put our Nutella stuffed sandwich right into the egg mixture and make sure that you get every little nook and cranny of the bread in that mixture with the delicious cinnamon. Oh, this is gonna be so good toasted up. So we'll pop this right on in. Oh yeah, you can already hear the sizzle. So we're gonna cook this for a few minutes on each side until it's nice and golden brown. While I'm spreading Nutella on the second piece of bread, I chose Nutella because it has a little bit of that chocolatey but also hazelnut taste. And this is different from regular French toast because we're making almost like a Nutella sandwich, putting it in the egg wash, so then both sides are going to get extra crispy, and then it's going to be nice and melty chocolate inside. Now that one side is golden brown, we're going to flip it on over. Oh, I mean, first you can hear the sizzle and the nice crunch. Okay, so we're gonna do this again on this side, and then we are ready to taste. So now that this chocolatey French toast is out of the pan, we get to top it. So I have some syrup. My mom definitely loves that, so we're just going to pour it right on top. Oh, so delicious. And then to give it a little bit of extra sweetness, because we definitely don't have enough in here already, a little bit of powdered sugar. Now, let's cut into it. I mean, you can see all of that Nutella in there, but let me get a nice big bite. You can already see the Nutella oozing out just a little bit, but still nice and crispy on the top and bottom, but we gotta try it. You guys, this is so good. I mean, it's definitely sweet, but not too overpowering. You get a little bit of crispiness on the outside and then the Nutella melting in your mouth. I mean, what else can you ask for? This is going to be an absolute perfect dish to give to your mom on Mother's Day, maybe a little breakfast in bed. I think she is absolutely going to love this. So make sure you share how this recipe went and what your mom thought on my Facebook page, Simply Sweet Allison. Thank you so much and enjoy your Mother's Day weekend. That French toast recipe is definitely going to switch up your normal breakfast routine, but instead of Nutella, you could always use peanut butter or even a berry compote. Your kids are going to absolutely love that. But now I'm going to take you back to the kitchen because you're probably a little bit full from all of those brunch options, so I'm going to share with you a lighter lunch option that you will want to make week after week. Let's take you there. Now that your mom is full of delicious brunch that you made her in bed, we're going to have a lighter option for lunch. So these are called Blt Cups. So it's a healthy twist on the classic. We're going to be using lettuce cups instead of bread, but you still get that full flavor. Your mom is absolutely going to love this. Let me show you how I made it. First, we're going to start with the lettuce. So I bought a head of romaine lettuce, cut off the edges, washed it, but make sure all of the leaves are still in a little cup form because this is going to be our boat or holder for our Blt cups. So Blt, classically bacon, lettuce, tomato, and that's exactly what we're going to start with. So I put a little bit of tomatoes that I quartered in the bottom, and then we are going to crumble up some bacon. So I have already cooked bacon that I actually made over the weekend. And you're just going to crumble it up into little pieces, or you could actually lay a whole slice down, but I think it's a little bit easier to eat if you break apart the pieces. Yum! I do like a lot of bacon, so I'm gonna use a whole piece. Then we're gonna add a little bit of extra protein, so I'm going to add some chicken, because that is my protein of choice. To make it a little more like a salad, going to put some goat cheese on top. That is my favorite, but feta would be good in this, as well as just shredded cheddar or American cheese wouldn't be too bad. And then gotta get those healthy fats in, so I did cut up an avocado, so I'll put in a few slices of that. And then to top it all off, we are going to use some salad dressing. So your favorite salad dressing, probably want to use a creamy one, so like a ranch or a Caesar. Just going to pour that right on top. And then we have our little Blt cup. Now that it's all assembled, just took a few minutes to put together, and you have a deconstructed Blt with the full flavor and just a little bit of health, but let's give it a taste. the ultimate BLT. Of course, the crunch from the bacon, a little bit creaminess from the avocado. Your mom is absolutely going to love this light and healthy BLT after that delicious breakfast. I mean, what is better than bacon? Those BLT cups are so good for a quick lunch or dinner option for you for the rest of the week. But coming up next, we learn some cookie decorating tips that you are definitely not going to want to miss.
We begin with good news. The 23ABC team donated.
As breaking news happens, 23ABC is there with the team that's part of the community, covering your news with more reporters than any other station, keeping you informed and up to date on any device.
Thank you so much to get yourself and the kids out the door to enjoy this beautiful
23ABC.
And stay connected to 23ABC.
Connecting you.
Imagine a good morning spent with friends. What's better than that?
Imagine starting the day off with everything you need, your first news, weather, and traffic when you want it.
Imagine knowing what's coming next in the day ahead. Well, I get to live this each morning together with you. Imagine that. And that's what makes it such a Good Morning America.
And here in Kern County, the day starts bright because we share them with you on 23 ABC News.
Welcome back. I'm going to be taking you to the Little Cake Shop. This was started by Miss Lorene all out of her home. So she's going to be giving us some cookie decorating tips and then sharing her story about why she started her business, all because of her son. Take a look. So I'm here with Miss Lorene, who is the mastermind behind the Little Cake Shop. She does this all out of her home. She makes anything from cakes, macaroons, sugar cookies, which we are going to be making today, and anything your heart desires, I guess. So we're going to be decorating these sugar cookies. What's your method behind this?
Well, let's outline it first.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna grab the yellow.
Right, I'll use the black.
For the 23, but I'm doing a cute little
course.
flower here. Okay, so we line it and then
We will fill, yes. So
Okay,
you just,
I watch you.
I use my hand to kind of guide my other one, and then we just squeeze gently, and you go from there.
So while we're filling, can you tell me a little bit about how you started this business?
In 2010, my son, he was diagnosed with leukemia, and he was 16 at the time. At that time, there was not a lot of resources for children with cancer, and I chose to get his treatment in Madeira. When I knew he was well enough to be home, I would take in orders from my family and friends for cakes and cookies and things like that. And from there, it just progressed to more friends and their friends, and before I knew it, I would be booked every weekend. It just was something that I fell in love with. I was able to stay home, take care of my son, and still be able to bring in some income. Now, 9 years later, I'm here. I'm still doing it, yes. It was just a wild journey. I mean, now he's in remission. Being able to be home and, like I said, do this and still be able to take care of him was just such a blessing.
So what was the first step in learning how to bake?
I had actually taken the Wilton course from Michael's first.
Wow!
And just to take it, and from there I just went full force into decorating. You know, it's really hard to explain, but it's just an undescribable motivation. You know, as a mother, as you know, to get things done, and is what drove me to learn more and learn more. And like I said, I went from cakes to cupcakes to cake pops to cookies, and now I do absolutely everything.
That's so cool. So I've seen your Instagram. That's kind of where everything is located online, all your photos. What has been your most favorite cake to decorate?
I like the simple cakes. I like the naked cakes. I like the simplicity of just a pretty cake.
What is one of the craziest requests that you've got?
Oh, I make everything, good and bad.
What are some of the good?
I would probably say more of like character faces. Those are probably the most challenging, even for me.
you know, traditional Minnie Mouse, the princesses. But birthdays by far are probably the most popular, especially for the kids. Those are the ones that are make me the most happy.
Yeah.
You know, once the kids see the cake and they're just so happy, like that's when I know my mission was accomplished.
You love that?
Yes.
We were talking a little bit earlier about maybe some of the horrors. So you see all those cake shows on, let's say, Food Network, and they're in the back of the truck, and you're like, don't let it fall. Has this happened to you?
Oh yes, many times. I've had cakes fall over, I've had them slide, and it's devastating. Luckily, it doesn't happen too often, but it happens. It happens to the best of us, and you gotta fix it. You gotta fix it, and that's what I do.
So how many orders do you say you get a week?
On the average, I take in per week anywhere from 15 to 25 orders. Yes.
All by yourself?
All by myself.
You were doing this all by yourself.
I know. Yes.
That's incredible.
But it's fun. It's something. This is just what I do. I love it. I really do. It's fun, and like I said, it allows me to still be at home and still make people happy. So I cannot complain. I can't.
So if you want to get some of your own delicious cookies, you can actually follow the Little Cake Shop 0101 on Instagram. That is going to be the best way to get in touch. There's even a little email button. But thank you so much for having us today, and thank you for watching. Coming up next, we are going to a 4-diamond hotel here in downtown Bakersfield that has a rooftop bar and the cocktails you can only find at the Padre.
Introducing an all-new menu at the Padre Hotel. In Brimstone, a new locally driven food menu along with a new signature craft cocktail menu using the freshest ingredients. Happy hour is 7 days a week from 3 to 6 p.m. Experience the Padre.
Imagine a good morning spent with friends. What's better than that?
Imagine starting the day off with everything you need. Your first news, weather, and traffic.
And here in Kern County, the day starts bright because we share them with you on 23 ABC News.
23 ABC has more than 260,000 likes on Facebook.
We couldn't have done it without you.
We are the #1 news source in Kern County.
And it's all thanks to you.
We're forecasting sunshine and more likes this week.
Thank you, Kern County.
Welcome back. Now we have made it to maybe the best part of Mother's Day, the cocktails. So I take you to the rooftop bar of the Padre where mixologist Crystal shares with us some mimosa recipes that you could even make at home. I'm at the Padre Hotel, which is a 4-diamond hotel. They've actually been here since 1928. It's a really fun hangout spot. They have great food and great drinks, and that's what we'll be making today, something for all the moms out there. Let me show you upstairs. Welcome to the Padre. I am here with Crystal, who is the beverage manager at Prairie Fire at the Padre Hotel, and that's exactly where we are. It is a rooftop bar. The ambiance, beautiful. We have some lights up on the top, a fireplace over to the side, and this bar, absolutely spectacular. But Crystal, how did you get started in cocktail making? I know that you are pretty much an expert here.
I've been in the food and beverage industry for about over 10 years. Been very passionate about making cocktails for a very long time. I make them at home, I make them at the bar, so I'm definitely mixing it up wherever I can.
I love that. Yeah. So what are we going to be making today for Mother's Day? I know we have 2 cocktails in mind, but what's the first one?
So today we're going to be featuring the Blt Brut Rosé, which is a very Mother's Day themed.
So cute, pink bottle.
Yes,
I love it.
Sparkling wine. And then this cocktail that we'll be featuring is called the Meadows Filled. It is a rendition of the Aviation.
Awesome.
Okay, so we're going to be doing the Vapid vodka from Guild Distilleries. Now this is a pretty much local vodka.
Love that.
It's made from clementine oranges. Okay, so we're gonna do 1.5 ounces of that, which is local actually.
Nice, gives a little bit of citrus added to this drink.
Yes, and then we're gonna do some fresh pressed lemon juice.
And that's something that you guys make every day?
Yes, we fresh press all of our juices, make our own house mixes and syrups.
Love that.
So what I have here is some lavender pear syrup.
And this is a simple syrup. So if people don't know exactly what that is, how do you go about making that?
So it's pretty simple. It's water, you bring it to a boil, you add your sugar. You can do a 2-to-1 ratio or a 1-to-1 ratio. It just depends on how thick you want the texture. Okay, then you add whatever herbs you can. So I added some fresh lavender, fresh pear. You let that simmer and let it cool. Strain it, and you got a wonderful simple syrup. You can easily make this at home.
That's so good. And it's nice because you can make a bunch, so then you can add it to any type of drink you want. But we're adding it to this one.
Wonderful. So then you're going to shake it for about 15 seconds.
She's gotten good at this, I can tell.
You want to get a nice circular motion. That way the citrus can break up the vodka. That's what it does. The citrus breaks down the vodka and gives you more of a nice balanced cocktail.
Good to know.
That's what we're going for here.
And then we're double straining this.
You're double straining this so we don't have any huge ice particles. That way the texture is a little bit more smoother and you're not getting any crunchies or anything like that. We're gonna top it off with the Blt Brut Rosé.
Ooh, it has a little bit of that pink color and the nice bubbly. It's
nice
good.
bubbly right there. Top it off with a little bit more for all the mothers. There we go.
They're gonna love this.
All right, and then we're gonna do a little lemon zest for aroma. And that helps set your palate. You wanna have like a nice aroma when you're drinking any kind of cocktail.
So you do the little twist and then a little
Yes.
around.
And as you bring it to your nose, you can smell all the citrus and all the flavors.
You can smell even the lavender and a little bit of that pear. It's going to be absolutely delicious. So now that we finished the first one, the second one may be a little bit easier for people to make at home.
Yes, it is very simple. Just 2 ingredients. We're going to be doing the Blt Brut Rosé. So you're gonna start off with Blt Brut Rosé. Top it off like that.
Looks so good.
Woo! There we go. And then we're going to be doing the Zill cider. Now this is fresh pressed juice, local from a juicery here in town. It's just apple, ginger, lemon. And we're gonna top that off with our champagne and make it really simple.
So this is a take on a classic mimosa, which is usually made with what?
Classic mimosa is just any kind of sparkling wine champagne topped off with any kind of citrus. So it can be grapefruit juice, pineapple juice, pomegranate juice, and there we go. So top it off with any kind of citrus and you have a mimosa. So top it off with the ginger apple lemon. And then we're gonna do another little lemon zest. I love zesting majority of my cocktails.
Good.
It just gives it a really nice aroma. Wrap it around the top.
I mean, and can we talk about the colors? Pink for Mother's Day.
Yes.
They are going to absolutely love this. So let's do a
Very
little cheers
good.
for them. Thank you
Cheers.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I had an absolute blast. Now I can't wait to share even more of my favorite recipes with you. I'll see you next time.